Let's do it. Later then.
Fafnir, there was a shrine about a giant lady with lots of books and visions.
Ah, that would be Groa, the Knowledge Keeper. She was a gifted sorceress who gathered every tome of arcane wisdom she could find in the realms, all in the hopes of augmenting her powers of prophecy that she might find her lost husband, Arvandil. But it was not her husband she would glimpse in her visions, for it was Groa, seeing longer and farther than any before or since, who witnessed Ragnarok, the end and the beginning. When Odin caught word of her ultimate prophecy, he maneuvered to obtain her knowledge and hoard it for himself. Groa knew Odin as a long-time patron of her services, and so she welcomed him into her library as a friend. What she did not know is that Odin himself was behind her husband's disappearance, having used his enchantments to conceal his death at Thor's hands from her sight. Smiling, jealous Odin took her by the throat, and with his very hands he stole her library and her life for his own.
I always knew Odin was bad. That's just...
Ruthless, barbaric, heartless? That's Odin. In fact, we would do well to sit here in silence for the next few moments and reflect on Odin's capacity for cruelty. And so...
Reflect longer. Prepare yourself!
Watch your back!
You did well.
What are you...
We found your son. He was betrayed too. And we found part of his journal. It sounded like he regretted killing you.
Fat lot of good that does me. How'd he go out? He die fighting?
We found 4 corpses near his. They were decapitated.
Ha! Vandrid always did keep his sword nice and sharp. A lesson he picked up from me. He's a backstabbing bastard, but knowing he's in Valhalla sets me at ease. Thanks.
We did a good thing. I'm glad we came back here.
That the... did not deserve the peace you gave him.
Maybe so. Still, it feels good to help people. Even the dead ones.
So much like your mother.
Why? Is that a piece of my braided mistletoe arrow adorning your quiver strap? Oh, a little memento of your good pal Sindri? I'm so...
So who are those 2 men with Balder? Are they really the sons of Thor?
Aye, Magni and Modi. 2 bigger twits you won't likely find in the halls of Asgard. They'll do anything their uncle puts them up to.
We are fools.
Well, dangerous fools, to be sure. When they work together, they're formidable. But too often it's a petty competition. Terribly strong, even as children. I remember the time Hrungnir the Brawler fell upon Thor.
Another time, Head.
I have a question. If Ymir was the first giant, where did he come from?
In the beginning, there was Ginnungagop, the great void. There were no realms yet, only primordial forces. There was fire and there was ice, and there in the void they met and produced
Water?
more than water. The mystic lifeblood of something entirely new. From this water, Ymir took form and became a being of pure creation and chaos, mother and father to all that came after. Or I can just tell you this story later.
Another piece of the language cipher. Good.
Look here. Another.
This one is Third, a frost giant king.
Correct. A cunning one as well.
Come.
Okay. Come here. Can you finish that story you started?
I can indeed. Where were we? Oh, Ymir, the first giant, had emerged from the void, and every form of life began to spring forth from Ymir.
Even the Aesir?
Aye. Every god, man, and beast came first from Ymir's flesh. Though it was the Aesir who thought themselves so superior that they should hold dominion over the rest of creation. It was Odin who took arms against his creator and spilled Ymir's lifeblood with his spear. A necessary evil, he would say, to bring order to the realms. From Ymir's torn flesh, Odin would fashion the realm of Midgard for his own. Called himself All-Father as if he was the creator and not the creator's destroyer. A small, covetous tyrant.
Fafnir?
Oh, sorry, my boy. You know, I think it best we just end it there, actually.
Well, looky who decided to show. Talk to this here ring.
What? I can't hear thoughts from rings, Brock. It's talking to me! It's Anvari!
Ha! Knew it.
He says he went to the Landsuther Mines to observe his mistake, but then the Soul Eater attacked, so as he was being ripped apart, he cast a spell that removed his soul and put in this ring. And then he...
What about all his stuff?
Huh?
Anvari had a workshop here with all sorts of posh doodads and ornatory tools, and one beaut of a hammer. You make mention of it still in there?
You're upsetting him.
Your point? You fellas take Anvari with you and go have a look-see. If you find his hammer, I'll whip up something real nice for you. Hey now, don't go forgetting your entry stone.
Anvari isn't happy about us taking his stuff.
I do not care.
I'm not gonna tell him that. Crystals up ahead. I'm getting better. Anvari says this dwarf was part of his crew, that he died because of his mistakes. He sounds sad.
The ring's grief is of little importance, boy.
He did not like that. He's warning us not to go down there.
Stop listening to the ring boy. Cannot be trusted. Silence that ring boy.
I don't know how!
Boy.
Another map. Bet we'll find something useful here. A soul eater.
And a traveler. Guard up.
Look out behind you!
Oh, that's right.
Impressive!
A dead soul eater. What's a soul eater even doing here?
Boy, ignore him.
It's sort of tough for me to ignore. He says this chest will trigger a bunch of traps.
I see no traps.
Sounded so sure about it. Says his workshop is up there. But I know. Don't trust the talking ring. Just listen. Invari's crew did something bad here. He's glad you destroyed his lab, and he's sorry he kept trying to trick us. His hammer is just through this gate.
Boy.
Sir. Okay, that's going in the journal.
This is a fine hammer.
Invari says thank you. Can we keep him?
We will talk to the blue one. Be ready! Here, the alchemist's hammer.
Yeah,
What? You're going...
a trap soul.
Father,
Fine.
Kid's a bit of a softie, huh? Well, he'll grow.
so what do you think, Mimir? What does Baldur want with us?
Well, let's look at what we know. Baldur is Odin's finest tracker, bar none. If he wants you, you have to consider the possibility that Odin wants you. And as for what Odin wants, on this I have some expertise.
What could we have that Odin doesn't? He's like the king of gods.
The Aesir, aye. But his reach is not unlimited. And where he cannot reach, he is preoccupied with going. He's certainly tortured me enough about it over the years.
Let's get to it. Something on your mind, boy? You think what you want? Next time, I guess. Now you're talking. Suit yourself.
Lemire, why don't you tell us the story of the giant that stole Thor's hammer?
Happily, my boy. It involves your friend Freya, too, though I don't expect it's one she'd enjoy being reminded of. The giant was called Thrym, and he proved cunning enough to make off with Mjolnir while the Thunder Lummox slept. Or I can just tell you the story later.
That doesn't happen.
Right then, we were in the middle of a story, weren't we? Thrym, the cunning frost giant king, had stolen Mjolnir while Thor slept. Sadly for Thrym, he didn't always think with his brain. Though he had robbed the greatest giant killer of his greatest weapon, he offered to trade it back to the Aesir in exchange for Freya as his bride. And we'll pick this up later. Right then, where were we? Ah yes. Thrym the Cunning stole Thor's hammer and ill-advisedly offered to trade it for Freya's hand in marriage. Now, at this point, Freya was married to Odin, and Odin, frankly, would have traded her for a sufficiently strong mead, but he saw an opportunity here. Thrym's palace was in Jotunheim, and only giants know the way. By agreeing to the marriage, they'd have to escort Freya back to their realm. So, Odin coerced Freya into using her Saether magics to conceal Thor, so he could sneak along with her and infiltrate Jotunheim. When the hammer was produced, wedding dowry, Thor revealed himself. You know what? I'll tell this one later.
You who walks among the...
You...
Gulvig,
Really?
Boy,
I can smell...
boy.
They've taken 3 of sweet Gulvig's bones and spread them across the lake. Bring me her bones, child. Gulvig will reward you.
Ah, good. The special chisel is ahead past this gate.
Ready?
Please, my fair Gulvig.
Back to the last...
This realm suffers without her spirit.
Father, maybe we should look for those bones.
Why?
Didn't you hear him? We could talk to Mom again. If we keep an eye out
Look
while
if you wish, boy. I will not be distracted by this fool's errand.
Mimir, you were in the middle of a story before.
Was I? Oh, yes! Odin sent Freya to marry Thrym the Cunning, while Thor, under magical concealment, infiltrated Jotunheim in search of his stolen hammer. You know what? I'll tell this one later.
These bones pulse with magic.
It must be Golvi. Could we just hold on to it? Maybe we'll find the rest of them.
This spirit lies to you, boy.
How would you know?
I have known many spirits. They are all liars.
This one is different. I know it.
You know very little.
I see something down there. Mimir, you were in the middle of a story before.
Was I? Oh, yes! Odin sent Freya to marry Thrym the Cunning, while Thor, under magical concealment, infiltrated Jotunheim in search of his stolen hammer. He took back the Mjolnir and wasted no time in smashing Thrym's skull, followed by every other giant present for the festivities. The only thing that put a stop to it was Freya, who wanted no part of this massacre. And we'll pick this up later.
One more and we can translate those Niflheim runes. He's up! Golvig's bones.
What will you say to her?
To Golvig?
Your mother. What have you left unsaid?
I guess... I just want to know if she's okay.
She is dead, boy.
I know that, You don't understand.
Neither do you.
What would you say to Mom?
Nothing.
Nothing?
There is nothing left to say.
What about everything we've done so far? That man coming to the house? Talking to the world serpent? We've done so many amazing things. I just want to tell her about them. Don't you?
What else would you say to her?
I'd tell her that we're both okay. Not to worry about us.
Atreus, I miss her too. You know this.
I thought I knew very little.
What?
The final bone.
Yeah.
We might as well return them to the spirit. Maybe he will keep his word.
I know she's not coming back, okay? I know. Never mind. I just gotta return the bones. I wonder why Goldie's bones are all over the place.
Desecration, typically. Pieces of scattered corpse make for a piss-poor soul. No hope for Valhalla or Helheim when your arm's on one beach and your head's on another.
Why not ask the spirit? I'm sure he will be forthcoming with answers.
Mimir, I know we're almost done with that story.
Ah, yes. Thor's massacre at the wedding of Thrym the Cunning was finally put to a halt by our friend Freya. She cast a powerful spell that hurtled them both out of Jotunheim with no means of return. But I can just tell you the story later.
How was that?
I see improvement.
Found it! to go where he can't reach. Are you saying he's trying to get to Jotunheim too?
Aye, it ranks among his foremost obsessions.
But that doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh? When did I stop making sense?
You're saying Baldur tracked us down to find the way to Jotunheim. But that was where we needed to go. That's crazy.
Except for one thing. You are headed for Jotunheim, so he was right.
I'm so confused.
Well then, clearly you've been listening.
Oh, almost forgot. Brock, this is our new friend Mimir.
We've met.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
He knows why. I know why. You know why.
Quiet. No more of this.
You know what? I'm sorry I brought it up.
Kid? What next? Figure that don't shoot straighter than straight. You hitting the road or chewing the fat?
Mimir, I know we're almost done with that story.
Ah yes. Thor's massacre at the wedding of Thrym the Cunning was finally put to a halt by our friend Freya. Odin was livid, hoping that Thor's foothold in Jotunheim would become his own. Oh, he'd ever revenge himself upon Freya.
What is the point of this story, Head?
And we'll pick this up later.
We have collected the rest of your woman's corpse spirit. Show us this magic you have promised.
My sweet Gulvik, whole again. Rise, dear Gulvik. Awaken, O powerful Gulvik!
Evni ukar bitjast.
She says she'll honor our request
Eldi fagnar.
and reunite us.
Ingauder!
Okay, you were right. I'm not ready. All right, say it. I told you so.
I told you so.
You are naive, foolish boy.
This is true as well. But do not take your disappointment out on me, boy. Take it as a lesson.
Yes, sir.
This chisel we seek, what is it?
I'm glad you asked, actually. I have just the story for you. There was a giant once named Thamur. A very giant, who, despite his mountainous size, was without question the greatest stonemason this world had ever seen. Proud Thamur hoped to one day pass his vast knowledge on to his son. But young Hrimthur had the heart of a warrior. Perhaps the father had too much fear in him, the son too little. Either way, a quarrel of theirs spiraled out of control, and the overworked stonemason, bonk, struck his son. Hrimthur ran off into the night, feeling shame and regret, Thamur chased after his son, but in his emotional state soon found himself wandering Midgard, lost and alone. Sadly, he caught the eye of the one person he didn't want to meet alone that night, so far from home. Thor.
And what happened next?
You'll see.
Thor killed him. Oh no. They fell in the village?
Aye. When Thamur fell, he crushed a charming place famed for worshipping the Vanir god Njord. Thor always took credit for planning that one. The truth is, the sweaty ball bag just got lucky.